We're not special. Huh?
Yeah, we're special.
Come here.
Cheers.
Cheers. Welcome back, Austin.
You're going to say that shit.
It's been a while.
Oh, it's kind of been a while. I knew you were going to say that too. God dang it.
Well.
So what do you got here, bud?
I'm just going to see what this does. Voice recorder?
Oh, you're just going to voice record everything?
Who cares? Like, yeah. I'm going to see. I'm going to see
it.
if this. I'm going to see if this does it.
One.
Well, what episode of the Cool Arrow podcast is this?
This should be number 12.
Number 12.
Last one was number 11. So if we're going in order,
Yeah,
11 comes after 12.
Okay. Perfect.
I think the last 3 me and Dave have done by ourselves.
At the Bow Cave. Oh, yeah. How'd that work out?
Worked out
Pretty
great.
good?
Worked out great.
I mean, the Bow Cave's a shit.
We have vastly decreased the amount of equipment that we need to do a podcast with, the microphones, and we've just gotten down to one camera.
Less
So
cables.
yeah, I would like to still do podcasts with multiple cameras so that we can I just think it looks more professional. But at this point, it's just one camera is easier, and then we've got these mics, which when you actually charge them, they're awesome.
That one's going to be charged in a minute.
It's not going to be charged in a minute. It's going to take the entire podcast to charge it. But who gives a shit? But yeah, when you actually charge your microphones, that's going to sound terrible on audio. When you actually charge your microphones and you do one camera, it's just a wildly easier setup than what we normally have. And it's
Yeah, that's going to sound
Jesus.
bad on fucking camera, too.
Jesus, dude.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, I got that Mallard, that Pollen 2020.
Anyways, when you parse it down to one camera and then do the mobile microphones, it makes I just have those 2 boxes there, and really I just need the tripods and one light, and it's totally mobile.
Nice. I actually do like your setup. You set it up very fast.
Yeah,
Enough for you and I to have, 2 beers together before Gum showed up?
and dinner.
And dinner. So we got 2 beers on you, Gum. Well, not necessarily.
No, he had a tall boy.
He had a tall boy. He had a tall boy.
16 ouncer.
It kind of puts us even.
Or is that a 24 ouncer?
24.
It was a 24.
That's 24.
Kind of puts us dead even, actually.
It does.
Yeah.
Then you guys know how I drink beer, so.
Without thought. And for a good time.
Yep.
Yeah. Isn't that why we drink beer?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did somebody say one time? They said, you don't need money to have fun. But it helps. And then he's like, yeah, same with alcohol. You don't need alcohol to have fun, but it helps.
It does indeed.
I don't need fun to have alcohol.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
That's a dangerous statement that you just said.
Yeah.
I don't need fun to have alcohol.
Yeah.
All right.
Shit, I got
That's a very dangerous statement.
I got sad to have alcohol. God dang it. Well,
So you got some dog hairs in it.
huh?
It's got some dog hairs in it.
Dude, my whole fucking bed has dog hairs on it.
You got
I'm telling you right now, I told Britt when we got married, I said, hey, I want all white sheets. Like, nice. And nice sheets. Obviously, we had the puppy. And then I was like, hey, I want a nice comforter, a down comforter. Which is not a down comforter. It's kind of like a knockoff down. Every time a dog does my bed, I'm like, off. When I wake up at 4:30 to shower, I get in the shower and then I open up the bathroom door and I see her fucking in my spot like that. Oh, and she jumps off on her bed and I'm like, you little motherfucker. Getting them brown hairs in my shit.
You're fucked at this point. You might as well just.
Oh no, she's not. No.
Dog, you are living in the estrogen ocean, buddy.
Oh, I know.
2 girls,
Oh no.
plus
I
your
know.
wife, plus
I
a
know.
female dog.
Oh,
Man.
I got a boy. I got a boy coming next.
Oh, man.
I got a boy. I got a boy coming next.
Can you feel it?
I don't know if I can feel it. I trust it.
Trust it?
I don't even know if I can trust it.
Could you
need-
imagine?
you need to
Could you imagine
meditate.
if he had twin girls next.
That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit.
Triplets.
No. I know we had to take your kid to work yesterday, and they were like, bro was like, hey, you gonna take Ren too? And I'm like, huh? What?
Absolutely not.
I was like, I said, babe, I said, actually, for real, there isn't like an age limit. It's kindergarten, 8th grade. She's like, oh, okay. And then I noticed like a lot of other people brought like their little kids, and I was like, oh, dude, I'd have been so fucked. I'd have been so fucked because everybody was bringing their kids to my building.
Yep.
And I have like fake snakes all over. So all the kids like throwing fake snakes at each other, like freaking out. And I'm like, and like one time I had to make like a serious call with my boss. And like, I'm like, hello. And the kid's like, ah, ah. And I'm like, holy shit. Yeah, it was wild. Couldn't have done it. Although Red might have been my good one that actually took a nap.
Oh,
Like-
yeah.
Yeah.
Been like herding cats.
Yeah. It was pretty gnarly. So. But yeah. That's how things been.
Pretty good, dude. Although, I think things have been pretty good for you as well.
Oh yes. Yes, I have.
Somebody got drawn.
Yes. You didn't get drunk?
No.
You didn't get drunk? Oh
No.
shoot. Gosh. Dang it. I told you guys need to buy the magazine. You guys gotta buy that
I do
magazine.
every year, multiple times.
Yes, I have been pretty lucky in the archery elk department. I will say that. But I got very lucky this year. I think I got the 195th tag
Out of 200.
out of 200 for Unit 8.
Does it
early
say that?
archery. Yeah, it'll tell you what tag
What's your
number. you
tag
drew.
number?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, in 2017 I drew it was 2016. No, it was 2017. I drew the 99th tag out of 100 for Unit 9 for archery elk.
99 out of 100.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, that's how that contraption works.
Just stick it in.
Well, it's not that simple. There's like a rim down in there that you have to tickle to get it to go all the way down in.
Do you stick it in, pull it out, and then put it back in so your gasket's like kind of afloat?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
apparently what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, you kind of have to do that.
God damn it.
God damn it. And you still fucking stuck it in, pulled it out, and let it get on your chest.
That's fine. It'll dry.
Yeah.
Tisk tisk.
It'll dry.
No, I am very excited though. I mean, I know there hasn't been a lot of rain up there lately, but I am still excited because I've hunted that unit 3 times in my lifetime, twice for archery and 1 time for a rifle since I was 15. It's always been good to me. I have not successfully harvested an animal out of there, but rifle was very hard just because where all the bulls were at that time was private property.
And you're probably not calling them in during rifle season, right?
Absolutely
Not in
no.
November.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
The only thing you can hope for in late November like that is a dry year and hot water.
Hunt water, yeah, exactly.
Even though it might be frozen, they'll still go to it.
Yeah, I missed one when I was in high school. He was I took a buddy of mine, Jaron took me up. We went up there, and I couldn't tell you exactly where we hunted, but he shot a spike. And later that day, we went out, and I missed one. He was downhill. I thought he was 35, but more than likely I was young and jumped the string. It's kind of what I figured. Because when I was shooting every day like that at his house, I wouldn't miss a 35-yard shot. But at that time, I did. Of course, I thought I hit him. I didn't. But then, and then
But it had nothing to do with buck fever.
Oh yeah, no. And I shake like a motherfucker. And that's another thing. 2 years ago, I got drawn for Unidate again, and I had my brother Gage. Oh, I didn't have them. They left me.
Of course they did.
No, yeah, no. They went back to the truck. I was falling behind because they were calling. And I met a guy, and I was following a bugle.
Did they run out of Coors Lights and?
Oh no,
Iced teas?
no. They went back, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna change my direction and chase this bugle." So I chased this bugle, and I run to this guy, and he's like, "I just shot one," and I was like, "You what?" He's like, "I just shot one. Look at the blood," and I was like, "Is that your bull that's bugling?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "I'm gonna set it behind you," and I was like, "Okay." And by the time he said that, I was like, "Don't move." And I look, and probably about 30 yards of bull coming in. He can see as plain as day. The only thing I have in front of me is a pine tree like this big. So I'm like trying to figure out what the fuck to do with an arrow knocked, but I haven't drawn back yet. But he's got his eyes drawn right on us. When he comes in, he gets to 10 yards, and he's like, kind of has no idea we're there, but he grabs his back huff, and he starts itching like the back of his ear a little bit, but he's looking down, so I drew back, and my bow goes, and it fucking kind of halted, jumped a little bit, and he stopped and looked, and I was like 65 yards right over his back. It was at 58. Yep. And then later that day, like that, right after that, we helped recover that guy's bull. We found him. He shot him that night, that afternoon. And then it was all gone. Never had another one in shooting distance.
How many days you got on this hunt?
I have 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's a generous window.
Well, it's a very good window. One that my boss is gonna love.
And your wife.
True. Yeah, she's gonna love that one too. I would love to say, hey, she's gonna jump on like, oh, hey, I'm gonna go with you. No, she won't say that.
Well, if I still got the motorhome by then, I might.
I still don't think she might want to do that.
I will be taking it off to help you.
Nice. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I think we're gonna try to hunt kind of the same area we're gonna hunt. I mean, I know I gave a couple spots to a couple guys like last year, and they said they saw bulls. They just didn't like make a shot on them, but it all depends on that morning. Like you literally have to be in the right spot at the right time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, with elk or anything like that time of year, you'd never know. You can have a great idea where they're at, and as soon as hunters are in there pushing shit around,
oh yeah, and you can't like I know like my brothers, they are amazing glassers. I am not a good glasser. I am very impatient. Like even in the desert, like I can sit there for a minute, and I found this out when my parents drew bighorn sheep tags. I can't glass for that long. But then the boys drew elk tags this year, and it's like you're glassing only certain areas because there's so many pine trees you can't see.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? In unit, good luck. You're literally chasing bugles.
unless you're up on mountain, up on the
Even
fire
then,
tower,
even then,
it's next to impossible to glass.
even then, yeah. Like I couldn't even imagine. I was like, I don't know how you're gonna. It's almost like you're in like a mossy woodland. I don't know how you do it.
You're better off just sitting there going, pick me up on this road over on this side, and I'm just going to walk this area for a
chase
while.
a bugle. Pick a bugle, chase it. If it's horsey, follow it. If it's not, don't do it. Wow. Well, yeah.
2 weeks for an archery bull hunt.
Yep.
That's actually a short window. Most of them in most Western states are almost a whole month.
Yeah.
Well, in Washington, it's 10 days.
That's not very much time at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. And apparently in Washington, the archery hunt isn't even in rut time. So good fucking luck, dude.
Well, you don't need it to be in rut time. Look at what Debbie did last year in November.
Very true. Kill the fucking monster. Let's see. Yeah, it's the
September 11th to the 21st.
12th to the 19th or 18th. 12th to the 18th.
Huh? No.
No, 12th to the 25th.
Yeah, I was about to say that's 6 days, buddy.
Yeah, no. 12th to the 25th.
Well, it used to be they'd split them up where it was only a week-long hunt.
Yeah.
It used to be they'd offer two archery bull tags per unit, and it'd only be, like certain areas like 5 tags here, 5 tags there. But it was, you had the first hunt or the second hunt. First week or second week. The cow hunt went for all 2 weeks.
Oh, so they were able to hunt cow that whole time? Huh.
It was weird how they had it structured for a while.
I always thought that'd be kind of fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do a cow hunt.
I mean, if you were literally going for like meat,
yeah,
that'd be a lot of fun.
I want to kill my one big wall hanger. Then I'll go say fuck it and shoot cows the rest of the time.
Yeah.
How many bonus points you got?
22? 23? Something like that.
How many for sheep?
24?
How many for antelope?
20?
You're going to get drawn for all 3 of those in the same year.
Oh,
you know
you're
that, right?
Fucked.
This is my year for sheep, though.
For the unit? Yeah, I remember Tim thought it was crazy. I didn't think it was that crazy at the time, but back in the day when you had to call in and like wait your turn when the line wasn't busy to see if you got drawn. And I remember we just left Sprague's and we were sitting there. We were about to turn on to like Catalina right there, and like it finally went through. And he's like, "Enter your thing," and I was like, "It's like you have been successfully drawn for 7 West Rifle Bull. You have been successfully drawn for Unit 7 Archer or Rifle Antelope." And he was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Holy shit. Is that good if you're saying that?" And he's like, "I haven't been drawn since I was a kid." I was like, "Nice."
Is that where he killed the fucking devil, dude?
Well, that's why I killed that one. And then he ended up putting in for like 3rd choice one year. And he got drawn. And we were out there. We were having a great time. We were chasing antelope like crazy. And finally, we were sitting there like up on a cliff. And this little buck was trying to come in and steal this other buck's like does, and they were sitting there fighting, and then he'd run them off, then he'd mount one of the does, and Tim's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna shoot him." I was like, "Yeah, don't shoot him. Whatever you want." And then we had Scout with us. Scout's like, "Yeah, shoot him, Dad. He's right there." And I was like, "Yeah, whatever you want."
Shit's legal.
And then that little buck would come back, and he'd jump off, and he'd go, and they'd fight, run him off, and he'd come back, and Tim's like, "I'm not gonna shoot him." I was like, "Dude, don't worry about it." I said, "This is our first day." And Scott's like, Dad, he's right there. And all of a sudden I hear, fuck, I shot him. I'm like, shit. Okay.
Did he surprise himself?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He was shooting that 6.5 Creedmoor, and he was like, and I mean, and this buck's not moving. He's sitting there. And I was like, you sure you hit him? He's like, I hit him.
That happens sometimes.
So when I looked, I was like, okay, shoot him again. And you see him kind of like, and then I was like, all right, what the fuck? And all of a sudden I was like, well, shoot him again. And then all of a sudden he goes,
Yep.
just falls over his stiff leg.
Well, that's the problem with the 6.5 Creedmoor. It's
So
almost,
fast.
almost too efficient of a bullet.
Yeah. It's fast.
You know, when it comes to hunting, this is my theory on it. They're just too efficient. They go through and don't slow down enough. Don't.
That is wildly dependent on the projectile that you use, though.
Yeah. But everybody that's hunting with these 6.5s anymore are using match grade bullets for the most part.
But you don't want to use match grade bullets. You want to use hunting bullets. That's the difference between ELD-Ms and ELD-Xs. ELD-Ms are a match grade bullet. They're designed to hit steel. They've got a thicker jacket. The ELD-Xs have a thinner jacket, and they are designed to open up and mushroom when it hits that critter. Same with Barnes. Like I watch that Vortex podcast all the time where they're talking about the AccuBond long ranges by Nosler and the Barnes TTSXs. The TTSXs are apparently one of the best bullets up to 400 yards, but they need that velocity to open up. If they have enough velocity, that fucking thing's going down. But same thing. It's the inverse with the AccuBond long ranges, where if you hit that thing at 200 yards, it might rip right through that critter and not open up.
Like
but you start to get out to 600 yards. That's when that thing really shines and starts to open up at the lower velocities. You know, it's wildly dependent on your actual projectile, and it's the same thing with when they had the Miami shootout with the FBI.
Yeah.
They were using ball ammo, trying to take people down, and same thing with the North Hollywood shootout when the LA cops were firing 60 rounds into those two guys, and they just didn't give a fuck because they were on muscle relaxers and they had body armor on, and it didn't matter. So that's when they started. That's when they went to 45, and then they went down to 40, and now it's way more dependent on the actual projectile. The projectile technology has come a long freaking way.
I agree with that 100%. My biggest thing is a lot of people are shooting the match grade stuff, though, for hunting. That's where the problem lies.
Well, Coda, I told you. My little beautiful brown princess.
Well, and you know what? In New Zealand, they actually prefer match grade bullets because they don't aim for the body cavity; they aim for the head.
Yeah,
it's a completely different. It's a completely different mentality when it comes to taking game in New Zealand. They go for the head.
well, and everything over there's an exotic, technically.
Well, thicker everything.
So they don't really give a shit. They're invasive.
I don't know. I started watching that. I think it's a fucking stud, but god damn, what's his name? Bomar.
Mm-hmm.
All the safari shit he kills.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, couldn't believe it. I watched him one day. I was like, he was like, oh yeah, they shoot a rhinoceros, and then I like started watching the video, and it was like, oh no, we're putting a tranquilizer at the tip of the arrow to kind of put it to sleep. He got to shoot it with like a tranquilizer and take samples of it or whatever, and then it wakes back up or whatever. I was like, holy fuck, that's like a lot of hunting.
Yeah. But those two have probably 8 businesses
Oh yeah,
that they pay people to run, and it just makes them like basically their businesses are passive income for them. So they just hunt all the time.
oh yeah.
So, and a lot of their stuff is based off of fitness. So, you know.
Fitting that arrow in their quiver.
Oh, yeah.
So,
There it was. Naked. in
Drunk
a-
naked on a beach in Mexico with peanut butter.
No,
on
no,
your
no,
balls.
no, no. You're drunk, naked, in a porta potty at the Yuma County Fair after 9 o'clock with the door locked and people are knocking. Almost awkward time of your life.
so what was his name?
I don't know.
Oh,
I
God.
just know every time I go in there at the county fair, I get all weird. I'm like, God dang.
So what's your plan?
My plan, I'm hoping, like I talked to you, we're gonna camp in the same spot we camped 2 years ago.
Oh, I'm not talking about your camp, buddy. I'm talking about your plan for practice. Doing all that you can do.
So I am gonna upgrade from the XT Hunters to the Pierce. I am going from a 60-pound mod to a 65-pound mod. And I think I will still be shooting the 100 grain slick tricks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So besides equipment, what's your training plan?
Oh, but I don't want to get into it on this because
Why?
I don't want anybody to get upset. You know, I mean, listen. I'm going to walk up Telegraph all the time.
All the time?
Not all the time.
He's going to do it twice.
Okay. No, we've actually, I've been walking the dog. It's been my starter up, but we're going to start doing a little walking.
That was close.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. It's coming up, though. It really is coming up fast, so.
So we've got June, July,
We have
August,
May,
September.
June, July, August.
Oh, buddy, it's already May.
Oh, I know. Is it? No, it's not.
It's going to be May.
Red ain't due
It's
yet.
gonna be May. Dude, it's the 24th, man. It's already May.
Oh, yeah, next week. Next week it'll be May.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, the first time I did it, I was actually in a good spot. I was out in the county, so I was able to walk like with a pack on 5E, county 15th, the 4E, and then back to my parents and then back to the house. But out here it's actually kind of nice. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, just backpack around here.
Yeah, so
Do you have a bike?
I do have a bike.
Dude, I ride past your house all the time and flick off your cameras.
You must have a little finger because they don't pick it up.
You don't pick up anything on your cameras, dude.
Oh, dude, I pick up everything.
You don't
I pick up the
you
big
don't
ass
pick
trash
fucking
truck.
Shit, dude.
I picked up you dropping off the weights that one day. What else did you drop off that one day when we first moved in? When you found out where the house was? Oh, you just took a picture of it and waved.
I went into your driveway the other day and flicked off the camera and apparently didn't pick it up.
Hey, motherfucker. Do you have cameras at your house?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, it's on.
Oh, my camera will pick you up.
Mm.
That big head, dude.
But it's not a big head.
The tape doesn't lie.
It's not a big head. Fuck you guys.
Coda, what do you think? Is it a big head?
No, you got a big head, Coda.
Oh, woo!
Okay, so the other day, I'm not gonna lie, but we were golfing. I had Gage and Brennan with me, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna try on this hat. You know, I'm gonna get this hat and haven't tried it on yet." And Gage goes, "He should probably try it on." I said, "Why should I try it on?" He said, "Well, you got that big ass head." I said, "No, dude. I wear all my hats 4 buttons on. I got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4." I said, "That's perfect." And I put it on, and I was like, he was like, "See, I told you." And then I said, "Well, I'll 3 buttons in left." I put 3 buttons on, and I like tried to like force it down. I went like that, and I went, and the bitch popped. I was like, "Fuck." So I was like, "You know what? I'll put 2 buttons on." I put it on like that, and Gage was like, "Dude, that looks awkward." He took a picture from the back. It was a snapback, and it looked like the fucking V. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna buy that fucking hat. Fuck that."
I'm still shocked that you were able to find somebody to fit a cowboy hat to your head for your wedding, dude. I'm surprised you didn't walk into that place and they go, "Oh my God, we're going to need more material over here."
Really?
Yeah.
No. You're gonna laugh.
3 to 4 beavers died for that hat.
Okay, so I will tell you straight up how it went down. So we go up to fucking Wickenburg. Apparently it was on like 2 of these fucking hat stores, but we're talking to the guy, and I'm not even sure because these hats are expensive. And I'm like, "Hey, what the hell size is my hat?" And he's like, "Well, let's take a look." So he
You
takes a
can't
look.
measure it. It's not on a scale. It doesn't exist
Yeah.
in normal humans.
So he puts a couple on me, and I was like, "Dude, that's like really fucking tight." And he's like, "Oh," he's like, "It's because you got an oblong head." And I was like, "What the fuck's an oblong head?" He's like, "You got like a long oval." And I'm like, "God damn it, this is not helping my situation here." So then I said, "Hey, is there anything you can do about that?" He's like, "Dude, I can hope. I can hope to put a bunch of steam on it, and then Cody, get in. I can hope to put a bunch of steam on it, and then we'll put it on your head right away and see if it like goes to your head." And I was like, "Let's do it." So he steams it up real quick, and he's like spreading the hat a little bit, and he goes, "Okay, put it on now." And I'm like, I said, "It fits perfect." He's like, "Fuck, it worked." He's like, "Bad news is I can't sell it now."
You got to buy it.
This is a custom hat maker who has probably fitted hats to over 1,000 people.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just like,
Oh,
fuck, dude, we're going to have to do some crazy shit to get it to fit on your head.
Yeah, no, he steamed the shit out of the edge of it. And he was stretching it. He was pulling on it, and then he like put it on my head, and I was like, "Hey, that fits perfect." He's like, "That's good." He's like,
Congratulations.
"Because I can't sell that now." And I was like, "Oh shit, okay." I said, "Well, it looks good." He was like, "Good. You want to buy it?" And I was like, "Well, I guess I have to, right?" He's like, "Yeah. Otherwise, I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble." I was like, "Okay." But no, he did good. He did me good.
It's a good looking hat, dude. Great looking hat.
Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy.
Yeah, I do have a big head. I thought Mark Wright had a big head, but visually, if you were gonna look at both of us, side by side, who would you guys say had the bigger head?
Mark's head looks bigger.
But it's it's because he's got those chipmunk cheeks, dude.
Yeah.
So if I were to describe it, you are a triangle that goes this way. He's a triangle that goes this way.
Okay. Hell of a fucking shape to work with, but okay.
Or he could be a peanut.
So imagine
Would you
Mark.
rather be a triangle or a peanut?
So
Would you
so,
look at that as a space peanut?
so imagine Mark is Alvin the Chipmunk, and you are Megamind.
See, yes. Smart one.
We'll go with that.
Yeah. I'd roll with that. We gotta tell Mark that. I'm gonna tell Mark that tomorrow.
Well, he's not here tonight.
Well, I'm gonna tell him tomorrow. That's why. I'm gonna tell him I'm Megamind and you're Alvin the Chipmunk.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We're gonna need more beer.
I hope you fucking see this too, Mark. Because your head looks bigger. Mine just is bigger.
He's not gonna watch it.
Mark?
Yeah.
That's all he does at work.
I don't think he's gonna watch it.
He's gonna watch it. He watches everything. Jesus.
You know what's funny? He's gonna go in there and like rip ass and forget that he has the microphone on.
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna be able to listen to all of the shit that he's saying in there in post production.
He's gonna be talking to Brittany like, "Oh, you're gonna get it later." Dude, they were already had like corn on the cob, and he was like all worried about corn getting in his teeth, and she's like, "I don't know what you're worried about. I'm gonna lick it out later."
Shit show.
Oh,
All right, Dave. You either have White Claw or vodka.
I'll do claw.
Okay.
Ain't no law when you're drinking
Drinking a
Oh,
claw.
just put it in there.
Oh.
I got a fresh thing.
You like that? It's actually a mixing bowl.
Yeah.
Got that on my wedding.
Hell yeah, brother.
So, how you liking the new boat?
Fucking love it, dude. I am averaging in between a 1.5 inch group to a 2.3 inch group at 40 yards.
It's pretty impressive.
Oh, I can. Well, that's
I'm so glad you put on the city tournaments and can't compete in them anymore.
yeah.
That's so awesome. It's great.
Well, I set Pinky back up for the skinnies. So
Oh.
you guys
Shucks.
are
So we'll see
you
you
guys
out.
are fucked on Sunday Fun Day.
We'll see you out there then.
Oh, by the way, you know how I said that I ordered the number 4s, the glue-ins for the Avances? I got an email 2 days later from the company. Hey, we authorized some orders that we didn't realize we didn't have in stock, so we're refunding your order. So now, instead of paying $29 for a dozen for those tips, I got to go straight to Lancaster and get the dozen for $44 fucking dollars for those glue-in points. That's fucking absurd, dude.
How much?
$44 for a dozen for the glue-in tips.
Yeah, it's ridiculous
Oh,
what they.
no.
They're damn near as much as a dozen arrows for those Avances.
No.
Well, you know what? You know why? They're using the same glue-in tips for like the X10s and shit like that. So they're like, we got the X10, so we're gonna jack up the price, you know? Fuck, dude, it's
And we bought those because thinking they were going to be cheap to build.
well, they are, except for the fucking tips. You can buy a dozen Avance arrows for $99. The tips cost half as much as the fucking arrows. That's ridiculous, dude. And you don't even get Knox for it.
That's just chefs.
That's fucked up.
Fucking $44, and that's not including shipping or taxes. So you buy a dozen of those things, and you pay for shipping, and then you pay for taxes. You're looking at $60.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Glue-in tips.
I'm good. I'll just keep shooting my regular ones.
Yep.
Even though at the last outdoor tournament, I shot the guy's target next to me.
That was during sight in.
Oh, but I hit the fucking yellow too.
That's why I'm saying, what's your plan, buddy?
Buddy, you don't even know what I did the night before. I just showed up out there. I pulled back real quick. I went like that, and I was like, nailed it. And then I pulled my binos up, and I said, hey, I don't see that. I said, you see that? And they're like, no. And then, what's his name? I forgot his name. Brian Saldana goes, hey, you shot my fucking 10 ring. And I was like, oh, shit. Right to the left of him.
I'm saying you need to fucking start shooting. If only in the backyard here.
Right there.
Yeah.
I shoot there every week.
Okay. You need to shoot
Once
every
a
other
week?
day, dude.
No, not once a week. Sometimes once, twice, sometimes 3 times.
You need to shoot 3 times a week.
It depends.
I would go every other day. You need to shoot 30 arrows every other day.
Yeah, it depends.
You gonna change your sight, or are you gonna keep with that one?
I'm in a serious dilemma right now with Zach
Okay.
because I was talking about one of those, but I'm not going to win one of those. It's not going to do it. So I'm going to stay with the same one. I'm going to learn to where I'm going to hold it at 30. It's always going to stay at 30. And I'm going to know where 20 and everything is, then how high at 50. And then I think if at 60, I have enough time to roll down. That's my thought.
What is your
You're-
max yardage going to be for shooting? 60 yards? 70 yards?
Oh, it'll be 80.
80?
Max.
Your 20 and your 30 should be so close together.
It won't
that
matter.
It
Yeah.
won't really. You'll just need. Yeah. But
So I think when I had it before, when I went deer hunting, when we went deer hunting up in the Kofas, I had it set at 40.
Yeah.
I had the black gold set at 40, and then I knew where to aim for 20, 30, and then how far I would go, if anything, and then if I needed to roll back when I was 70. But I was only comfortable at 80. I mean, 90 I was hit. No, it's 80. 80 is the red big square, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was hitting the
Yes.
80 in the red big square. So,
But that's different than that. That's on flat land. That's you're
well,
calm.
true. But
All of that.
I mean, you can do so much.
Okay. What's your plan for physical fitness?
Oh, bud. Oh, it did. I didn't know my lab knew how to laugh. No, dude, I'm getting in shape.
Okay. What are you doing?
Dude, we've been
He's trying to have as much sex as he can. That's his game.
Love baking and woodworking.
Making and working.
Are you Ron Swanson here, trying to go hunt some elk?
He's trying.
Trying.
I didn't want to go viral with this shit, but yeah, we're trying right now. Yes. What is it? What's that saying? It's like every 10 minutes worth of sex is like fucking hour and a half of cardio.
Go ahead and finish because I wanted to hear exactly what your plan for.
Well, you kind of had it in my mind right there. I mean, I'm always on top. I'm always the one doing the work. You know what I'm saying? I fucking get done, I roll over.
That's the best 3 minutes of your life.
No, no. I'm not a 3-minute guy. Yeah, no, I'm Hold on. Okay, I was about to say. 'Cause I'm not a 3-minute guy. That's hilarious.
I said I wish you were like.
Yeah, because I like to elongate it. I like to make that shit happen. I can make it last. It's kind of like a TV show. Let's make it last an hour, baby. Come on. You got to switch it up with the highs and
What
lows.
you're laughing about.
What is your plan?
Honestly,
Very good.
I don't have a fucking clue yet.
Why don't you throw on a pack? Why don't you put a sleeping bag in there, or like one of the like your tent in there, or something like that? Put a couple things in there to get it to like
Something heavy.
25 pounds,
Ren.
and then walk Coda, around the neighborhood.
No, he's got his weighted vest.
Well, I have weighted vests. I have sandbags.
Oh, okay.
The Rogue ones.
Yep. I have a 136-pound sandbag at my house.
In your pack.
Not in the pack.
Okay,
I do that to
man.
pick up off the ground, and then I walk down the street with it as far as I can, and then I drop it, and then wait 20 seconds, pick it up again, and then I go back and forth up, as far as I can.
Yeah, I thought about that mountain ops shit. I was gonna get on that mountain ops plan. I was like, nah. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get on that wilderness athlete plan. I was like, nah. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking do this shit right. I'm just gonna kind of walk around.
You touch it, your ass gets whooped.
I actually thought what I was gonna do was on Sundays was that I was gonna shoot and just walk river bottom trails. We'll go around all the way from the west to the east just to kind of feel it out. But I haven't done it yet. Been a little preoccupied with some other stuff lately.
Is the shoot though? Is that gonna be in the canyon or is it gonna be?
In the canyon.
not
That'll
river
be all
bottom.
canyon, yeah.
Ren, don't.
That's safety.
Yeah.
Because of snakes.
You're looking at that, but you're not in it, guy. Gotta look at the circle.
But no, that's my plan. I'll be in shape by then. At least a little bit. Better than I am now.
Round is a shape.
Now, last 5 weeks I had some shit going on.
Yeah.
This wasn't been good. So, but no, we'll be good.
I'm going to take you up and down those mountains, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you.
You'll be huffing and puffing, dude.
No, bullshit. No matter how fucking bad it hurts me, I will still keep fucking pace. I may hurt for 3 fucking days, but I'll keep pace. 4 days. Maybe 5. But nah, 5 days. I'll keep pace.
Are you guys talking about your hunt in September?
Yeah. Oh, he's saying that he's gonna take me up hills to get me in shape. Fuck, I had some little kid at my aunt's funeral. Was one of my cousin's friends. He fucking was like, "Oh yeah, I can do so many fucking push-ups. I'm a wrestler." I was like, "Heh." I said, "I bet you money right now I can do more than you."
Ooh.
That little kid that was fucking had the little blonde hair, looked all weird. It was one of MJ's friends.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what you're telling us is that you're telling us that you're in better shape than we think you are because you beat a 6-year-old with push-ups.
No. This kid's in high school.
No, Austin
No.
was like the.
I got retard
like,
strength.
Yeah, like Down syndrome retard.
Yeah. So I was like, dude, I got you. I
He's
said,
touched by the tism.
I said, I'll take you up on that bet. I said, you go first. And he's like, oh, okay, you want me to give you a number? I said, yeah, give me a number. I said, go. I think he did like 35, 36 push-ups. And I was like, all right. I'm not light by any means. Friday night, my fucking chest hurt so bad Sunday. Dude, I knocked out 44. And the 44th one was like... And I was like, I got up and I was like, fuck you. I said, go get me a beer now. Dude, I paid for it Monday, like Sunday and Monday. I was like, oh, every night I slept, that shit hurt, dude.
I can't attest to this. That wasn't there.
So it's not there. She went home early, smart.
No, I didn't. That was Saturday.
Oh,
Ooh. there you go.
Ready?
yeah, it still hurts. So, and believe it or not, for a big man, I'm pretty fast.
Oh, oh God.
Are you now?
Yeah. I can phone a friend.
Oh my God. Who, Matthew?
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. What's it? Ren. Ben.
It's a wind check.
It's pee break time for me.
It is pee break time.
Right. We can cut that part out. Jeez. That was nice.
That was one I've been holding for a while.
Oh yeah.
I kind of knew that was going to happen. I was just hoping it wasn't my camera.
I was hoping it wasn't your fucking sight.
I mean,
Did your sight get fucked up?
no, the site is fine. The site's not
Okay.
going to get fucked up. Like the only thing I'm worried about is the camera. You know,
The bow's easy to fix.
the bow's easy to fix. I can probably send that shit back to UltraView, and they would probably fix it.
Yeah.
Although the camera is the most important thing. So
That's like I'm sitting here waiting on what? What month is it now?
April.
April.
24th.
End of April, May. I'm waiting on
go
what,
back inside, Ren.
Inside.
2 months for my 3 months. 4 months for my driver.
Oh, shit.
But I will say, this was made in my basement, by me, and I'm really proud of it. It's awesome. But also, if this thing, the UltraView, can't handle a 1 foot fall, it doesn't deserve to be $700.
No.
I'm sorry. It just doesn't. This thing, should be able to fall out of a fucking tree stand at 30 feet and still.
I know, specifically since it's holding on by that post. Barely by that post.
Nope.
Shift up, down.
Well, here's the deal. You can get a replacement post for that.
Mm.
That if it MFJJ has gone on record and saying a bow sight should not cost over $500. Most of the bow sights these days are over $500.
500 plus.
If a $500 bow sight can't handle that, it has no business being on the market. I'm sorry.
That's a $700 one right there,
Correct.
all included.
Which, if it breaks from a 1 foot fall, it has no business being on. And it's on camera.
Oh,
if
yeah.
it's fucked up, it's a 1 foot fall.
Yep. And it wasn't even a fast fall.
No, it wasn't.
The stabilizer, that's not a big deal. That can be fixed.
Yeah. I am definitely of the opinion that if it was a $100 sight and it fell from 1 foot, you get what you pay for. But a $500 sight, there should be no way that it should. You should have to do something absolutely absurd in order to break that thing.
Yeah.
And now, get it to go off zero, I'm much more forgiving of that. But to get it to where it is not functional anymore, and it is broken and bent, you should have to do something absolutely absurd for that. Because most of the people going out with UltraView sights or drivers or something like that, they are going out into the elk woods where they're going to be climbing up and down mountains and shit like that. You know, running through mud, dragging it through mud. You know, something like that to go on a stalk. Like you should not have any issues with an UltraView sight.
Well, yeah, climbing up dry mountains, desert landscape. Come on, do it, buddy.
You know, that's one thing I got to say about my CV sites that I've ran for years. I've had them come off 0 and get knocked around, but I've never had one outright break. You know? And you've seen how I've treated my shit.
Like your baby.
I've never had I've had issues with shit coming out of 0. Third axis coming undone or this or that or the other thing. But I've never had one outright bend, break, or had any other issue with.
Yeah.
And I've literally dropped my bow off the top of the truck.
I've never dropped my bow off the top of the truck, but at my Matthews, when they incorporated that new stand, it tips over quite a bit.
It does, but I've dropped my bow out of a tree stand before. Nothing happened. That's what I expect. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm sorry. If I can drop it out of a tree stand, and that's the one thing I'll say about spot hogs. It doesn't fucking matter what you do to it.
yeah.
No.
In fact, your bow will probably break before the spot hog will. Like, it's not going to lose 0 by dropping it out of a tree stand, let alone 1 foot off the ground.
Yeah.
That's what I expect out of a bow.
Well, that's what I'm curious about with this driver sight. It's,
Did you get a new sight?
yeah, well, for the Expedition.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to convert the Option 6 over to 3D. Run that for 3D. Expedition for hunting. And switch the Echelon over to indoor. Run the fatties out of it and call it good and set it up for that.
I do like that Expedition bow. It's very light.
I'm tired of waiting for the driver's sight. I got a 5-pin sight. I'm just gonna slap on there for now and just shoot it.
Do it.
I just want to shoot it. I'm at the point now where I just want to shoot.
I got an IQ 7-pin you can throw on there. Since I'm shooting your sight right now.
I've got a True Glow something or other. I mean,
I actually do like those IQ sights, though. Those are pretty cool.
well, they make your form good.
Yeah, they are pretty cool.
I've got the spot hog off the Hoyt that I'm not using right now, so you can borrow it. Does the expedition have the Picatinny?
No, that's the one thing that bow was missing that I wanted. But if I really truly wanted it, there's enough machinists in this world that we can mount one on there.
Well, you don't even have to take material off the bow.
No.
You can just
Drill and tap.
Drill and tap. Yeah, it's not a huge deal. I've thought about it for my Echelon.
If I do one, I would probably do the Echelon or the Option just to see what it's like.
Yeah.
Because I've had those bows forever. Wouldn't. But with that new Magnite and whatever it is, Magnite lighter riser, I'm not sure how well it takes to a thread compared to everything else.
It should, because your stabilizer mounts are
Yeah.
mounted to a thread.
Well, they're all epoxied in too. Your thread, and it doesn't matter what your bow is, those are all epoxied in.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you're really that worried about it, you're going to put a pick rail on it, epoxy that shit in, and or JB weld it or something.
Yeah.
It's not going to really much matter.
Well, and I wasn't too much into it. I mean, when I got the Phase 4, I thought it was cool, but the integrated rail sights, the integrated everything.
Lock.
Yeah, I was not. I mean, I was into it at first, but then like I had a really hard time tuning my bow, tuning the bow with it. Like,
Really?
yes, company had a really hard time
I couldn't-
tuning the bow with it. We couldn't do it.
What was going on?
It was very far left. And then we brought it out on the outside. We met on the outside.
And it just went.
It was perfect after that. It was on the inside.
That doesn't make sense because technically the bridge lock, since it's further to the left, your arrow should be going way right.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was way right.
It was
we
way
ran
right.
out.
It
We
was way
ran out of
right.
left adjustment.
Yeah,
is
we
what it
could.
was.
Yeah.
You mean you ran out of?
Right adjustment.
Right adjustment.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we did.
So you were probably using a.
And it was far out.
Well, here, but if you look on this site, it's meant to be Picatinny, but if you look at it, it goes off to the right, to sort of give you that room.
So not the other
So
one.
you were probably using a bridge, a site that wasn't designed for bridge lock, and it was just straight out, and you ran out of right adjustment.
Well, I think when they first everything came out.
It was the dovetail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when everything first came out with the bridge lock, they didn't have that in mind. It was just send it out.
100%. Yeah, because I remember Black Gold.
Had to put an extra mounting bracket in there to make.
Well, no, they had to change their dovetail.
Yeah.
Because it was too large. Because none of the dovetails were standardized. None of the dovetails were standardized. So
Go putty.
they had to change that.
Go putty. Yeah, no, I thought that was the weirdest thing. And then as soon as we met on the outside of the riser, no problem. Able to tune it, no problem. Because Gump and I sat at his house, we did it. Then we met after work at the range, and then we thought we kind of had it.
I spent what?
And then that Sunday we went to the range and I shot at 60, and I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on? And he was like, dude, we gotta move it outside. I was like, okay, so we moved it outside. Then we finally got it.
It just went in like
It was
butter.
it was done after that. Yeah, and like when I shoot on Sundays, it's not the bow. I mean, it's me most of the time. You know?
Yeah. Always and forever.
Yeah, and sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not great. Oof.
Good. Do it.
But Britt locked it.
Okay.
Here, let me get up.
I'm gonna put this where.
nothing else can happen.
Yeah, it keeps getting knocked over, dude.
Can you let her in? I think Gaze has a little work to do because I heard Tim told me that Nick's been doing really well.
Nick is
kicking ass.
kicking
Yeah.
ass, man. Although he's about to have another baby, so he might be distracted, but he's been fucking kicking ass, dude. I remember probably 4 months ago when like
He's just getting he was just getting into it.
just getting into it. Now
Yeah.
he's fucking kicking everybody's ass, but I've returned with Pinky, so I don't
Oh.
know, man.
Oh. Are you talking about domination?
I just need to shoot more.
Are you talking about domination?
Yeah.
What's this arrow you shoot?
Huh?
How long's your arrow that you shoot?
How long?
Yeah. It's long the arrow.
Well, I'll show you.
in the desert.
That looks like one of your brother's arrows.
Well, it was one of my brother's arrows.
Yeah. About the same size.
340s.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
But I will say that I think you probably bought your driver at the right time, and I definitely bought my UltraView at the right time
Yeah.
because some things have come out about UltraView, and they are manufactured in China.
Really?
Yes, indeed.
Well, of course they are.
So they're about to get real fucking expensive. Real fucking expensive. So, yeah, I have no regrets. You know, and I have a feeling that the reason why those drivers are not, in stock and ready to ship is because they get a lot of their shit from China as well.
I'm sure.
This has really exposed the difference between, made in China versus manufactured in
China.
the U.S.
Yeah.
Because it could be 100% manufactured in the U.S., but all their materials come from China.
It's just put together here.
Correct.
Oh, that's political shit. Now we're talking politics.
No.
Well, I mean, it's relevant to the archery business. So, I mean, I'm sure a lot of these bow companies get their aluminum or their carbon from overseas.
Either
man.
China or Korea.
Yeah. And the tariffs are really fucking with it. So.
Like when it comes to arrows, believe it or not, I think Easton's the only true American made arrow anymore.
And I have doubts about that.
We don't even know if they are, to be honest.
Because I was told that.
Yeah, because Easton's baseball shit, Easton's golf shit is all made in fucking China.
Yeah. A lot of it is actually made in Korea.
Yeah.
They have a lot of bats made in Korea, but I was told that Victory was made in the USA, and then it's made in Mexico, actually.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Fuck, that's like right next door.
It's right next door. Yeah.
Fuck. We have to start dealing that shit.
Yep. Well, it could be that a lot of the stuff that after these tariffs, a lot of the stuff that was made in China, we get to be made in Mexico anyways.
Yeah.
Because it's right next door, and
Oh.
But I feel like I made my archery purchases
At the right
at
time.
the right fucking time, dude. Because that's the bow that I'm gonna have for the next 20 damn years, man. And I shoot lights out with it, dude.
I don't see archery equipment bows getting really any more
Expensive.
Oh,
innovative.
They're not going to get any more innovative, but the price is just going to go up and up and up.
Yeah.
Well, it's like they've been forever, though.
I feel like within the last 7 years, the prices have skyrocketed. To be honest.
Well, you got to bow prices really, in comparison to anything else, bow prices have not gone crazy.
Except for Hoyt. Hoyt has always stayed at 2 G's.
No, that's not true. Their carbon risers used to be at $16.99, and then they moved up to $18.99, and then they moved up to $19.99, and then they moved up to $29.99 or $20.99, and then they moved up to $21.99.
Well,
Matthews used to be at what, 900,
Mhm.
then they moved up to 1,000, then they moved up to 1,100, 1,200, 1,300, and then now 1,400.
yeah.
So it's the carbon, which now everybody is, because the problem that Hoyt has now, and PSE has now, is that they always marketed their carbon bows as being lighter, and now it turns out they're not actually lighter. So they've got a huge issue on their hands. They're going to have to come out with a new material like the magnesium stuff that Bowtech and Expedition have come out with, where it's metal and it's actually lighter.
Yeah.
Because I remember looking at the Hoyt AX4, whatever it was, or the AX3 versus the RX9, and it was a almost $600 price difference for like a quarter of a pound, a half a
Yeah.
pound, and I was like, okay, it's a half a pound, but people are gonna put accessories on there. Like if you put an Ultra View on there, and then you put a quiver, and then your arrows are 550 grains, and you've got all that hanging off of your bow, you just nullified all the point of your lightweight. And then you put a hamski on there,
Yeah.
which is heavy as shit. You just nullified everything about the lightweight aspect of your bow. So, I mean, when you were talking about getting the Expedition, you were like, I want it to be unwaveringly light. I want the lightest component. I don't care if it's a Whisker Biscuit on there. I want it to be the lightest fucking thing it can be ever. Just to say that I have the lightest bow possible.
It was pretty light.
Well, and I found the QAD is even lighter than the Whisker Biscuit is. So that's why I went with the QAD rest on there.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I mean, like, I was like, does a quarter pound, half a pound
Just
equal $600?
No.
You know, those Expeditions, they're $1,800, $1,900 bare bow. They are that much lighter, though. You really think about it. They are lighter than what is comparable in a carbon.
Oh, they're lighter than my Phase 4. And that was bare bow, because I picked up your bow and I
And-
went like that.
I haven't measured limb pockets or anything else like that, but I think they have a way lighter, way wider limb pocket than anything else out there at the moment.
Yeah.
And that creates stability in of itself. So I'm just curious to see what happens when I throw all that weight on there. The sight and the quiver. See if I actually need a stabilizer. And if I do, I'm probably going to run the Podium Archer offset bar
Mm-hmm.
and run like
A stubby.
A little kicker.
6-inch.
Because once you get that wide of a limb pocket, you know, if you're going with a hunting bow, you might not need a 15-inch stabilizer. You just
No.
you know, they're so, like, all the bows within the last 3 years that I've held in the shop naked you just put it in your hand and it just sits there. Whereas in the past it's been like
Front
really
heavy.
top heavy,
Yeah, front heavy.
and now it's just like, dude, I could shoot it like this, man. You put a Whisker Biscuit on there and a sight, you're good to go.
It's when you start throwing the other shit on. But I went with the lightest quiver possible. Tight spot. And I went with
Yeah, but you know what? I feel like those make a lot of noise.
Oh, mine doesn't.
Oh, God.
the two-piece seem to.
Yes, they do. I don't
That's
know
why I
what
always
the
go with
fuck
one
it
piece.
is.
Really?
Yes.
I feel like the two.
No, the two piece, when you shoot, you look at somebody's bone and go, what's loose on there? Because that's what Brendan had on his, was Scott on his, and every time we'd shoot out back and they'd shoot, I'd be like, hey,
Well,
what's
Brendan had the Matthews two piece.
No, before when he was broke, he had a tight spot.
Okay.
No.
That doesn't make any sense to me because the tight spots were like as expensive as Matthews quivers.
Oh no, dude, I just bought mine for like $270. Yeah.
Buddy, I hate to break it to you.
Oh, don't
but
brag
mine
it.
was 170.
You're what?
My quiver.
Oh, my Matthews one was 270.
Okay. My tight spot is 170.
They're
You
probably
can't hear
made
a
by the same
thing,
fucking
dude.
company, and
Oh yeah.
You can't hear a fucking thing on that. Buddy.
yeah,
No, I do like mine, and I got a hell of a deal, but I liked it because it matched my bow. Stupid. It's like buying a car with matching rims, but either way, I knew I wanted it, so I bought it.
to me, a quiver is just a piece of equipment that holds your arrows on there.
Yeah, I know, but
I love that quiver, to be honest with you.
I'm running it right now on my option. I wish I would have changed a long damn time ago.
Yeah.
go potty.
Because I've been running that cheap ass CBE quiver that I've had for years, and it served its purpose.
Boing.
You know, this bow makes a lot of noises. Brent's
Yeah.
makes a weird.
It's a
noise.
target bow.
I know, but it makes a weird noise.
It's yeah.
Yeah, right.
He refuses to fix it.
What is
I've
that?
told- it's his it's his
Peep.
it's his peep.
Is it?
He refuses to fix it.
Weird noise. Weird noise.
I mean, my target bow makes a lot of noise as well.
No, this one's but this one's weird. I always knew when he shot it was different. Not that it was a bad noise; it was just a noise I wasn't used to hearing.
Yeah, he refuses to fix it, and even when he
I'm gonna go put it in. Okay.
even when he changed to the verdict from the orange bow from the Athens, he switched over to the peep, and it sounds the exact same.
It's the peep.
Yeah.
And what amazes me is I run the exact same peep in my Echelon. I don't have the issue.
I don't know why he has that issue.
It's beyond me.
Yeah.
You know, Kamsky's come out with much better peeps than the old ones that they have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not even running a Hamsky in the Expedition anymore. I'm running the specialty peep. And I bought the one with the it's their ultralight hunter, but it's got the different, I can screw into different apertures. The only reason I did that is if I actually ever need to run a clarifier,
Mm-hmm.
just to be on the safe side. Because if my blind ass can't see my pins, what good does it do me to go bow hunting?
Yeah, that's why I don't run a lens yet. Is because like I don't want to have that battle between trying to see my pins and trying to see the target. I see just fine right now. And somebody asked me, they're like, why don't you run do you run a lens on that thing on Pinky? And I was like, no. And they were like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, why don't you run a lens? And I'm like, because I don't want to have that battle, you know. And you know, I will grant you, indoor is completely different than outdoor. Outdoor, I have no problem seeing anything whatsoever or focusing on anything. Indoor, when the lighting gets weird, that's when I have trouble focusing on either the target or the pin. I can pick one, but it's all about the lighting. It's not
Yeah.
about it's not about
Eyesight.
anything else. Yeah, it's not about eyesight. But I have that same problem when I go to shoot pistols in a shooting range. It's the exact same issue.
Well, that's like indoor with my echelon. I have zero issues with seeing anything indoor. So I've got that sight light, I've got the lens, and I got the clarifier. I run into issues when I'm out on the 3D range because of glare.
I don't have that issue.
.3D, if you don't have to run a lens, don't run one. You're lucky. You're not blind.
Well, I am, but I wear contacts.
And I can't wear contacts. It hurts the shit out of my eyes. So I'm fucked.
Oh well.
So I got to run a lens so I can see shit. I think we lost Austin.
I think we lost Austin. I wanted to talk about more. I wanted to talk about his elk hunt more, but I think that's all we're gonna get out of it.
I think so.
I think there's a lot of chaos at this house. So
A lot of chaos.
Okay.
Shall we call it?
I think we should call it. That's enough for Cool Arrow podcast number 12.
Number 12 is in the books.
Yeah. What a strange podcast.
Not the strangest.
No, we had a stranger one. Not a stranger one, a worse one. Way worse. Don't worry about it. We're gonna hear all of that conversation.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything you would like to address before we end?
Well, yeah.
Anything at all, dude?
Yeah.
We were about to end it, so
Were you?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anything you want to do? Anything you want to talk about?
I don't know. Where'd you guys leave off when I left?
We were talking about sights and not being able to see shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ren, go inside. Close
Hey,
the door.
we're going to talk naughty.
What do you want to talk about, Austin? We haven't seen you in a while. The people want to hear what you have to talk.
There's a comeback coming.
What?
Get ready.
Okay, a comeback. What do you mean?
Dude, I'm coming back to the range. Getting locked in. Yep.
Okay. Getting locked in.
Had some family shit going down. We're coming back.
Totally understand, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So.
Who's gonna win this weekend? Keep in mind that I set Pinky back up for the skinnies.
I like to talk shit, so I'm coming. I'm coming for your head.
Okay.
Coming for your head.
Careful.
I really will.
Kiana was out there last weekend and she got like third.
It's okay. We're okay. I'm coming for your head.
Okay.
She even beat me.
Well, I mean, you taught her, so yeah, I mean, that's like what are they, Mr. Miyagi and Karate Kid.
Wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
We're not going to go into that.
Waxing on or waxing off, though. No, this is a YouTube channel. Yeah, no.
How excited are you for your elk hunt, man?
Dude, I'm very excited.
Okay, what's your mentality going in there? Is it going to be like trophy bull, or are you going to do if it's brown, it's going down?
Okay, so like I said before, I get excited. Obviously, I want a big bull. I will hold out for the first 3 days. After the first 3 days, if it's a 5x5 or bigger, I'm going to attempt it. And that's going to change. I'm going to change my emotions as I go. But that's what I'm walking in with.
Okay.
When you have that spike sitting there.
Yes.
At
See,
10 yards.
I've had that. I've had that.
It's brown and it's got antlers.
And I have had that. I've had that where I was we were walking up a hill and 2 bulls came down and one was a spike and he was from me to the fucking wall. And I was laying there like that. And I was looking down the hill and Gage is like shaking his head down. And I'm like, he's right fucking there though.
And that's
And
all dependent on what they're doing that time of year, too.
Yes. And I mean, it's wild. You want one. When you get put in that situation and they're bugling right in front of your fucking face, nothing beats it. I mean, I'm sure there's hunters out there that, oh yeah, no, it doesn't bother me, but it gets me fucking horny.
Or you can have a year where they're not talking at all and it's drier than a popcorn fart. You're lucky if you get to see a spike.
Oh yeah, 2 years ago we had a raghorn walk. Like Travis was over there and he was coming up and he was right there. Travis was looking at me and he's right there and he was 20 yards and he was looking at Travis and I'm looking at Travis and Travis is like big-eyed like, don't shoot him. Anything could happen to the arrow. Like I could tell what he was thinking. Anything could happen to the arrow after you let it go. And I was like, ugh. So I mean,
You're in too close of a proximity for you to
yes,
even think about it.
But anything could happen. I mean, you get put in that situation where, like, my brother's hunts and stuff, they all worked out to where they're bouncing in between juniper trees. So I saw them, kind of following them, kind of seeing where they were going. But Unit 8, it's thick. If you're up in the northern part of the unit, it's thick. If you're down south, it's not as thick. But
Well, I've got a couple areas I want to go take a look at this summer.
yeah. So I don't know. Time will tell.
My buddy Joey's Rosas, his wife had that tag last year. And you know how dry last year was.
Yeah.
I think she ended up killing a 6x6. But it took her till the last
day. Yeah.
last day of the season.
Yeah.
He goes, if it was my tag, I would have shot a fucking elk a long damn time ago, but
Yeah. So we'll see.
I want to go for rifle tag.
Me too. I'm getting one this year.
I won't get one.
I'm better with 6 bonus points.
I don't think I'm going to get one this year.
Oh.
I won't draw one because I drew last year. I should have shot that basket rack 3x, but I didn't.
Why didn't you shoot him?
130 yards offhand with a 30-30 rifle's a poke. And he was quartering away from me instead of being like this.
Remember we had 2 guys that never shot a mule deer before, 100 yards away from a deer?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? Yeah, me too.
Who are you talking about?
No, nobody.
If you're talking about me, that mule deer was full trot, dude.
Oh, I was talking about the baby one. The spike.
The spike-a-dike.
I was hoping Ty would shoot him.
I didn't have my rifle in my hand.
I know. I was hoping
That was all Ty.
I was
He just,
hoping Ty would
did-
shoot him. I was like, son of a bitch.
Well, and talking with Ty's happier than hell he didn't. I think he'd rather have not killed it. He would have gone out there and gone, you fucking pussies, this desert deer hunting shit's too fucking easy, blah, 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 blah. Then he put in God knows how many miles over some... and he goes, fuck. It's hard.
I shot that little motherfucker right then and there.
I wouldn't have shot it.
I didn't have.
I would have.
I didn't have my rifle on me by the time Ty had made the decision not to shoot. We were like, dude, you got a tag? Shoot it! I took my rifle out and he'd gone.
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to get Ty to shoot him, but
Ty,
he wants it.
I can't blame for Ty not wanting to shoot it.
No, I can't either. But in that status of the morning that I was in, we were driving. I was like, we haven't been in the right place. Dave said, "Hey, there's deer." I said, "Huh, sure as shit there is." Get off the road, pull them up. There's a spike. Fuck. We're looking at back straps, baby.
That'd have been some good eating.
Oh yes, yes. I mean, that's what I'm saying, though. You know.
Well,
But then you talk to my brother Gage, that was like 11 years old. And he went out and found this huge 4x4 that's mounted in the fucking house.
Yeah.
I shot it 7 times, but it don't matter.
you can. Hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah.
It's like, I probably should have shot at that. I'm shooting 180 grain Remington Corlock. That would have probably dropped that basket rack no matter where the hell I shot it.
It would have.
Well, I put Blake in for that depredation tag. We didn't get drawn.
Hell, I put in for that depredation tag. I didn't get drawn.
Yeah, one of the guys I work with did, and he was like, "Oh, I shot me a nice old freaking doe." I was like, "Damn, son of a bitch."
I'll be honest with you. If they had like a Gila River Corridor doe tag you put in for that was archery, I'd probably put in for it. It was like my third or fourth choice.
Yeah. They should do it before the or for the muzzleloader tags.
If it was archery only and it lasted, let's say, November through all the way through January, and gave out 60 tags where they wanted to take deer out of, I would fucking put in for it and just to have the doe tag and shoot
Just
it.
to have fun.
And if we're in there in December and I get a shot at a buck,
Well, they did just get rid of the crossbow bullshit.
did they?
Yes,
That went through.
that went through,
God,
and
dang
and
it.
it was on one hand, like if you've got a veteran who is severely crippled and is like in one of those like
Incapacitated.
weird
Not
like
crippled.
wheelchairs that is like off road and you want to like great, all the power to them. Fuck yeah, dude. Like, but you had people going to their doctor saying, "Hey, I have glaucoma. Can I get a crossbow tag?" And they write the script. They get a crossbow tag, and then in some of those units, it'd be 90% quota filled by crossbow hunters. And it's just like that's not
Unit 7 was the worst.
that's not the spirit of the.
Dude, when I went last year after I fell, when I had my shit x-rayed, like, "What do you do?" I was like, "Oh, I shoot my bow a lot." "No, you want to, I can feel like you had a tag for get a crossbow at the Game of Fish." I'm like, "I'm not ready for that yet." As you said, I'm 31.
It's one of those things where it was being abused,
Yeah.
and archery's already hard enough.
And when you were going to units in up north and they were all filled within the first week
by crossbows,
by crossbows.
Oh, they were hitting them bitches point blank.
Well, they were literally, I had seen it myself up there, running around Kendrick Mountain and all that area up there, and in their side by sides, and they just sit there and run loops. See a deer, step out, and shoot it 120, 130 yards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, he's got to go pee-pee.
Tinkle time.
Tickle time.
But, I don't. I completely agree with that one. Just letting it.
Why? So I think you need to have like a severe issue. Like you can't pull a bow back.
It used to be you'd have to prove that you had like at least 50% immobility out of at least one shoulder
Oh,
to get a
no.
crossbow permit. Now it's like, oh, you look like you need a crossbow permit.
Yeah. You can get one with your elbow.
I could definitely get one. Well, I still technically qualify for a disabled permit with all the other shit that's wrong with me. Hey, you guys.
Hey, you guys.
Well,
Shake-
boys,
Shaky, shaky. Shall we call it a close?
I think we're
we
ready
have
to.
to wait for Dave.
Yeah.
He's dragging that one out.
He's playing with himself.
I think he is. Oh, no, he wasn't.
One more thing about the crossbows is that in Ohio, where they kill, I don't know, darn near 500,000 deer every year, and it's like, oh, we were hoping a little bit more than that. Crossbows, cool, no problem.
That's understandable.
But out here, where, a couple like 10 years ago, 2 tags were being filled by crossbow hunters, and
Yeah.
then last year 3/4 of the tags were being filled by crossbow hunters, and then the unit was completely and totally filled up by the first 3 days. Plus, I never liked crossbow hunters in Ohio because for the simple fact that a lot of the crossbow hunters, they just bought a crossbow,
Okay, go to bed. Love you.
put an arrow in there, and then treated it like it was an AR-15, where they could just pull the trigger and it was going to be dead. And it's just like, no, that's not. You gotta be on your shit when you are doing anything with an arrow in it.
Yes.
And you can't shoot through brush with a crossbow. If you hit a twig, it's
Done.
it's gonna deflect,
Yeah.
man. And I don't think a lot of people with crossbows in Ohio understand that. And if they did, they would understand that, to be honest with you, just shoot a fucking compound bow.
No.
And they treat it like it's a gun, like it's like, oh, I'll just not practice and go out there like it's my AR-15. No, it's not how that works, brother. You need to put in a lot more time than that.
I was actually glad it got shut down.
A lot of people are, and you know what? You need that middle ground where you can get people who legitimately would like to hunt and need a crossbow, but it got to the point where somebody told me like there were almost like 1,500 crossbow like permits being issued out and got drawn for tags, and it's just like, that's fucking
That's a lot, dude.
absurd. It got to be absurd. And it's like, are all of those people really like crippled to the point where they need to use a crossbow? Like, no.
Yeah.
Well, and that'll probably do it. You're going to see the quotas go
Way down.
unfilled in a lot of places this next year.
Yeah, because actually, like, I mean, now that Game of Fish is having you call in and they're putting like caps on everything for archery, open archery, I think you're gonna see it big time. Because I know for a fact, like 41, a lot of them were killed.
With crossbows.
Yeah,
41, the vast majority of them are killed with
Yeah.
crossbows.
But I'll tell you this.
And I'm pretty sure Gage and Brennan only had. I think they were the only two in the Kofas.
No, there were 3 in the Kofas. They were 2 of them.
Yeah, there were 2 of them.
3
Yeah,
in the Kofas. They were 2 of them.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I'll tell you what, it got to a point with these crossbow permits where you, with that elbow brace, could qualify for a crossbow permit. Meanwhile, you're shooting a compound bow every fucking Sunday with the same poundage that you would hunt with.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Yeah,
no, don't do that, you know?
When I broke my back, they wanted to give me a crossbow permit. I didn't do it. I qualified for the actual chant permit back then.
That's what I told the doctor. I was like, dude, I'm 31. I'm not ready for that yet. I'm good. I can shoot a regular one.
I couldn't shoot a regular bow. I couldn't shoot a compound because of the way the draw cycle was. It hurt like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I could shoot. That's why I got into recurve so much. I could shoot a 45-pound recurve like it was nothing. My arm strength was all there. It was the rollover that hurt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why I got into the shooting recurves for so long.
Yeah, the most aggressive bow I've shot is the monster, or the Matthews Monster. That was a very aggressive bow.
Yeah, the monster.
That when it
Monster
would
Safari.
yeah, when it would roll over, and I was like, God damn. I mean, I couldn't shoot it
Yeah, my Hoyt was pretty aggressive too.
because that was the next big thing after the Z7. It's like, oh, we're gonna do a monster, and they did the monster, and like, oh, we're gonna do it in a safari mode, longer axle to axle, and I couldn't shoot it.
Hell, I go back to the days when I was in high school. We were shooting 90-pound bows because we wanted speed.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
We're sitting there. That's why everybody had a PSE that exploded at one point or another. We're sitting there untwisting cables, twisting this, doing this, getting the most insane poundage out of a bow that was stupid.
I never want a speed bow ever again. Yeah.
Well, back
you're
then,
just gonna do arrows. You'll make your arrows make the speed.
Make the arrows, make the speed, make them lighter. You know,
we didn't have that option back then.
No, I know.
You
Yeah,
can get them. You can get them titanium. The titanium outserts and shit like that. I mean, you know, I'll make them. I'll make them lighter if I need to.
You can get 300 feet per second out of a 50-pound bow.
Yeah.
But then you don't have the kinetic energy to.
whack it down.
So it's a 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I mean, people have been killing deer with 45 pound bows, shooting a 600 grain arrow out of a recurve, shooting 180 feet per second for decades.
Yeah.
But you know what? I've heard of a lot of people shooting elk at 200 yards with a 300 Win Mag, 190 grain, and it runs off, and they never find it.
Mm-hmm.
And
99.
That's a fucking heavy bullet, man.
Well, a lot of people think they don't go uphill, but they go uphill after you hit them.
Like it's one of those things where it's just like you gotta hit them just right. But an arrow does an extraordinary amount of damage.
No, you don't got to turn it off. It's 90% shot placement.
True.
Are we done?
Well, no, we gotta like cheers or something, right?
Oh, you guys
He's
peeing?
got to go pee.
Oh, he's gotta go pee.
Didn't you want to go in?
I thought you guys were like, fuck this guy. We're gonna stop right in the middle of this sentence.
No.
No, I really gotta pee. Okay. Hey, Gump, did you hear that frog?
Who had a frog?
Weird. He sounded like he was in a swamp or something like that.
Did you shit your pants?
He might have, dude. He might have. Who shit themselves, dude? Are those his underpants?
Maybe.
Holy shit.
Maybe. You will never know.
All right. Okay. Because it's not like I saw the.
Oh, yeah.
Or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. You'll never know. Shit. Shit. Sorry, buddy, if you watch this. I love you.
I'll bleep it out. All right, are we ready to end this?
Yes.
I think it's
We've
time to.
broken the stabilizer. We have talked about sex. We've talked about somebody who will not be named shitting their pants. I mean,
We
been-
drank
this has
some
been-
beer. We got a little saucy.
Yeah, this has been a complete shit show of a podcast. I mean, we've had tiny people running across. We've had dogs. you know.
Dogs.
We got another tiny person.
This is going to be very interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking-
The gremlin.
That would have been epic.
The
to see her
gremlin
do
even
that.
says, "Yep." Hey, mom, look, they're looking at me. Yeah. You look wild, dude.
She is your child.
Didn't even phase her.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Boys,
Well,
Well, if we had shots, we could get a little saucy right now, but I don't think we have shots.
good lord, I hope this thing was in focus.
Well, what?
Maybe not.
It is using it. Bring a little cranium over here, right there. Look at that.
I don't know. I don't even know if this thing was in focus.
It
So
was. I watched it.
might be
No.
an audio podcast.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, look at the positives. We got together. We got a little saucy.
Yeah,
We ate some fucking good food.
we did.
We talked about.
We ate some good food.
He's he's on a diet right now.
I'm on a diet right now.
Maybe he had a big lunch. I don't know, but that shit was bomb. I'm trying to get me some more pig belly here in a little bit.
Do it.
I'm going to.
Eat it all. All right. Are we ready to end?
Yes.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
Goodbye, everybody.
Later.